Riddle me this, Batman. What's 8 ounces in a 16-ounce glass? All right, yeah, you're interviewing me.
Oh,
which is
God.
terrifying.
Well, you picked the best movie ever.
Oh, no, Chris Hansen.
Why don't you have a seat?
Shit.
Why don't you have a seat here, Shane? Why don't you just sit down for a second?
Okay, fuck.
What are you doing here?
I saw the Batman.
What are your intentions of being here today?
Talk about Robert Pattinson.
Are you aware of the implications behind this meeting right now?
Fuck, run!
Hey, you forgot your wine coolers.
I think the implication is that there's gonna be more Batmans.
Bah, 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 bah. Okay, welcome.
And then it's gonna smell like Teen Spirit this time instead of Under the Bridge.
Hope as long as it's not rape me. Welcome.
That's definitely the sequel.
Welcome to Wasted Potential Podcast. This is the podcast where we ramble on about movies, argue, yell at each other, try to make yourself uncomfortable. This is a episode of Glass Half Full. We're talking about a film that at least one of us likes or has something to talk about, while the other one is just dragged here against their will to talk about it. I am your host, Ronnie, and with me is my co-host, known by the alter ego of the incel, Shane.
What's up?
That's how you're coming into this.
I watched 3 hours of the Batman, all right?
No.
I got a lot to say.
You are not allowed to complain. You chose this movie. You made me watch it again. So you are not allowed to complain. I get to complain this time.
Scratch that. We're going to talk about Triple X again. Let's go. I live for this shit.
I live for this shit.
Okay.
No, we watched the Batman, and I liked the Batman.
Okay, I guess we should start off with, like, in Glass Half Fulls, we do a couple questions. The first one is, when did you first see it? So let's just dive into that actually first, and that will kind of get into why we're here, and then we can get into a synopsis. So Shane, when did you first see the Batman?
I'm Batman.
I think, what is it now, 2 years after it was released?
It's only a year, actually. It came out last March.
Year. So it's 10 years in current movie age. Yeah, I saw the Batman with Robert Pattinson. I was on a flight, and I said, you know what? This is a good time to do a 3-hour movie on a 6-hour flight. So I downloaded it, and I watched it, and I loved it.
Oh, my God.
I know. It did not feel the 3 hours, and that could be because I was trapped on a metal tube in the sky for 6 hours. But a lot to talk about.
Oh.
I mean, obviously I had Robert Pattinson, so it was already starting on a good leg for me.
So hot. Okay, so Shane doesn't have the stupid memory that I do. So let's go back even further. So I saw the Batman when it came out, and after I saw the Batman, I think that like the next weekend, I went over to your place and we recorded the Air Force One, the now infamous Air Force One podcast, which I need to re-put on our YouTube page because that's just a drunken nightmare.
Because Harrison Ford tried to sue us for copyright.
Whatever, check out that podcast too. But I remember at this time, this is the time in the podcast, but halfway through when I'm really drunk and just like rambling and screaming, and I'm talking about the Batman. And I like the Batman. We're going to talk about the Batman. I think the Batman is a very flawed movie, but it's a very good movie. But so I told Shane to see it, and you said no. I'm not going to watch stupid Batman. So then fast forward to a couple months ago when we did our Rocky podcast. It took me a really long time to edit that. So then like sometimes in between I would like edit it for like an hour and then be like, I gotta take a break, so I'd turn on something. And so happened the Batman came out on HBO Max. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like watch like this in 30-minute increments and go back to editing. So I turn it on, I'm like, okay, I'm just revisiting this and like seeing it differently for a second time. Because it's like 3 hours, so increments is actually kind of nice. So I was like, okay, it's interesting. So then I text you. I'm like, hey, have you seen the Batman yet? And you're like, no, I haven't seen that shit. And I said, you should actually check it out because it's like, it's actually geared towards you. And I'm sure you're going to get into this. It's very noir-y, a mystery kind of thing. That's very much like your style of a movie. And it's also Batman. And we like Batman. Mm-hmm. So that kind of...
It's like Seven.
Yeah.
But with the Batman.
Like literally, yeah. It's like, so it's interesting. We were talking about this. So I said, watch it. And you said, okay, I will. And then immediately after your flight, you're like, I want to talk about the Batman. I'm like, oh, I'm right. it's
What's in the box?
it's like I know you and I know the shit you want to watch because I know you too well.
I'm an easy person to figure out. Not much depth.
You're so shallow, like a Batman movie.
Like the Batman.
Yeah. Okay. But so that's what you saw. That's how we kind of got here. I'm a fan of the Batman, but there's a lot to talk about because it is interesting to talk about. So Shane, do you have a little synopsis for us to tell us what the Batman is? Even though everyone knows what the Batman is, what is the Batman?
Police! Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here! Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning. I've been trying to reach you. Burn the God! This is about a king, and Riddler's the match.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Oh, take it easy, sweetheart.
Okay, forgive me. I watched it a week ago in a 3-hour movie. There's a lot that I might mix The Dark Knight with it on accident. So the Batman with a big spoiler alert, but it's been like years, so I don't give a fuck. All right. So sad boy. Well, it opens up with like, all the criminals in the city are, racist and beating up Asians and stuff. And the Batman is just, I think he's just started. Like he's known, but he's kind of just hitting the streets.
2 years in.
Like 2 years. So yeah, he's becoming known, but he's not like the Batman we think about now. He goes around, he beats up racists. Other criminals are like kind of scared to do criminal things because the Batman could be anywhere. And the whole time, Robert Pattinson's like, I am the darkness. I am everywhere and nowhere at once. I'm sad. So, the Batman has a really cool fight scene to open up with a bunch of juggalos. He kicks all their ass, but not the black guy. He lets him go. And and the Asian guy is like, don't kill me. So like he's kind of like showing that he's trying to be good, but no one knows what to think about him. Then the mayor of the city is killed in his house. First I thought Deadpool was going to be in this, but it turned out to just be his kid in a ninja costume, so that was good. But yeah, so this is where it starts, like, you go, oh shit, this is going to be dark. Like, we don't know it's the Riddler yet, but your guy kills the mayor, leaves a riddle, Batman shows up, cops don't like him, and then basically the Riddler is going around systematically killing big people in the city and leaving riddles onto why he's doing it. Saying that there's some like big secret that's going to get out. The kind of main event is that Maroney, the big crime boss, was arrested, and that's like the mayor and the city's like big claim to fame on fighting crime. And it turns out that another crime boss named Falcone, who you will all recognize and remember because they're both referenced in Batman Begins.
Yeah. And The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And every Batman.
Skip to the end.
And every Batman installation. Like, if you have a passing knowledge of Batman, you know where this is going.
Yeah, and the Penguin is in it. There's some riddles that it takes a 9-year-old to figure out. Like, when I'm calling the riddle out, like, my wife's like, would you stop doing that? And I'm like, it's dumb. Like, a bird, a flightless bird or something. I was like, it's not the Penguin. That's too on the nose. It's Falcone, because it's a play on words with Falcon. And skip to the end. I was correct. Falcone was the rat. Catwoman helps Batman. She's so sexy. And she helps beat up people. And they unraveled how twisted and dark the entire city is. Jim Gordon is what's his name? I recognize him from so many things, but he's really good. He's my favorite Gordon.
Jeffrey Wright.
For sure. Jeffrey Wright. He's a really good Gordon. I liked him. But him and Batman save the day. They chase Penguin in an awesome scene. They beat up the Riddler, but it's not over. We solved the riddles, but now the Riddler, because we can't have a superhero movie without some epic fucking destruction of the world. So the Riddler has convinced QAnon to trap everyone in the convention center, and the Riddler's going to flood it, and the Batman, and then they're all going to shoot people in the convention center like a turkey shoot. But the Batman says no. He goes, he fights them, he gets electrocuted. He has a Jesus scene, and everyone goes, yay, the Batman's good, and then we save the city. But no, because it's a Batman film, and like apparently there's only 3 bad guys in all of Batman. The Riddler meets the Joker in prison.
I was going to ask you before we started recording, and I forgot to write this down. Have you seen the deleted scene in the Arkham Asylum with Batman and the Joker?
No.
Okay. For nerds out there, Shane hasn't seen that scene. It was a huge internet thing after the movie came out. There's a deleted scene that the director Matt Reeves cut because he didn't want to overshadow the Riddler scene. But there's a scene where Batman meets the Joker. When you're editing this, you should watch it, and then you could cut this in there. It's like it's like mumblecore, and it's terrible. And I think that's the real reason why they cut it out, because it's impossible to understand what they're saying, and you get a lot of Joker.
Present. Almost our anniversary, isn't it?
There's a serial killer. I want your perspective.
First anniversary games, paper. What makes you think I come so cheap?
I thought you'd be curious.
You think I could offer this stuff?
Don't you?
You have pictures. It's violence. It's so baroque. Oh. He likes little puzzles, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Who's the actor that they play the Joker?
It's that kid from the Banshees of Inishirin, the Barry.
Oh,
that
really?
kid, Barry. It's with the K. I can't remember his last name now. But sorry to. So yeah, excellent synopsis. can I tell you my synopsis that I wrote down?
Yeah.
Oliver Twist is going through his My Chemical Romance phase, so he stumbles on a mystery that Scooby-Doo could solve, meets a hot topic girl with cat ears, battles with fat Colin Farrell, not Michael Cera as the Riddler, discovers who kills his white privileged parents, and learns what it means to be the third live-action Batman in 10 years, and Matt Reeves, the Batman.
Bravo.
Thank you.
With all that bitching, I actually really liked it.
Pretty good movie.
And I think I liked it. We could just start off. I liked it not because I would say it's like a great movie. It is definitely style over substance, but it's really good style. God damn it, cat! Jesus fucking! Oh, I'm being attacked! Christ! This is a fat fucking cat just jumped on me.
Catwoman got you.
You fat bitch.
So, this
Sorry.
is your first time seeing it, and this is my third time seeing it, actually. It's like, my recent reaction is, it's still good. I wasted 9 hours of my life watching The Batman. And I was in high school, I would love this movie, because you got Batman, and you got, like, Nirvana, and you got brooding darkness and voiceover narration, and just, like, the coolest action scenes ever. So, this is definitely... I think we can quantify this later, but this is like a guilty pleasure where I feel guilty enjoying this movie that everyone loves so much, but it's a really well-made movie, so whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my analogy is like, I have a couple analogies that I'll throw in here. My first one is like, it's like someone painted a beautiful painting, but out of like cheap watercolor children's paint.
It's like they used a crayon box, but they recreated the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's still a Batman story, and it kind of goes back to our Ocean's 11 thing. Like it's like a high art of a comic book story that we've all heard 10,000 times, but when you get into like the things I like about it that kind of don't irritate me, like that makes up for the fact that this is a Batman story that we all know what's going to happen and how it's going to happen, and it's the exact same themes we've seen and heard so many times in the past 10 years of Batman in like installments. So like it's, you know what's gonna happen, but it's done in a way that elevates it to like, damn it, this is really entertaining. It's really enthralling.
Oh yeah. Well, like, you don't go into a Batman film to like not see the beats of the Batman. You know, you just want it presented in a way that entertains you and keeps you going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Batman is always made by his villains. So if you don't have a good villain, you're gonna have a mediocre Batman film. And in this, they really did a good job with the villain.
Mm-hmm. All the villains, like,
and
all the characters, like Catwoman, Falcone, and like the Riddler, they all play into like the theme of it, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But like those characters really draw out the character of the Batman.
Sorry. Okay. Yes. So yeah, you go to see a cast of villains that all have. In this one, I guess it's kind of a Batman theme. Whenever you have an ensemble, there's one bad guy that has what he's doing. So you don't have your Joker. In this case, it's the Riddler, who have their own agenda. And at the same time, they're facing off against another bad guy, and Batman's caught in the middle.
Novels and comics is like there's someone like pulling the strings. It's usually the Joker, and then behind it there's like little things here and there. But that's like I also rewatched Batman Begins last night too. So I was up late last night, like watching way too much Batman, and which is like way too much. It's a lot. So the same idea. Like you have the Scarecrow, you have Ra's al Ghul. So you have like one character pulling the strings behind like Maroni and Scarecrow. So it's a Batman like trope thing, really. But what I like about this is, and if I'm jumping too far ahead, stop me. But the thing I like about this is it's called The Batman, and it focused solely on Batman. Okay. Like there's a little Bruce Wayne in there, which I can get to, which is kind of irritating. But Batman's young, and he's trying to figure out his morality. He's trying to find his gray area of what's too far and what's not far enough. And all these little characters show him. Like Catwoman shows him, you can't kill. Like that's it goes too far. I can beat the shit out of a guy in brutal close-ups, but I can't kill them. And Maroni makes him question his family's morality. What's right and wrong, the legacy you leave behind. Alfred tells him that's not reality, it's not truth. Gordon tells him like, well, like we can break some rules for good, but you're going too far sometimes. And finally the Riddler shows him like when you go too far about what justice and vengeance looks like. So it's the same old shit, but it's wound up in a really good,
it's just
like
the Dark
thematic
Knight
character
again,
growth bow. So I forgive it, even though I'm ashamed of myself for saying this, and I'm forgiving a Batman for being the same movie every time. It's done really well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like there's only so many stories to tell, right? So it's all about the
There's
characters
so many
and how
marketable
it's told.
stories to tell with Batman.
Yeah, fair. We can't tell the story of Batman dealing with his Catholic past.
There it is!
No, well, I was saying, like, you can't have a Batman movie without a big name villain. And I understand that because some of my favorite Batman animated series episodes involve him fighting mobsters and small characters because that fleshes out the character of Batman more, and it gives him a chance to shine and be like a center of attention, because no matter who you put behind the cowl, when the Joker's on screen, you don't give a shit about who Batman is.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. And the Riddler is enthralling, but he's not the Joker, so you still have the back and forth is a little more tame.
And that's why I think out of the stories, my favorite is Batman Begins, and hear me out, before Ra's al Ghul shows back up. Yeah. Like, I thought it was cool to see Batman, before he was Batman, become Batman, and go back and start to fight street crime. I think that's cool. And seeing like him like on the other side of the law and finding his place in Gotham. It should have been he beats the big crime boss, but then they have to add some fucking Ra's al Ghul, immortal, blow up the building in the city, like that. That was stupid. Like if they just would have cut that movie would have been one of my favorites for sure. But that's one thing this Batman does well until the end again. It's got to be the studio that goes in and is like, you have to do a big kabloomy.
No, that's just a movie thing. Any kind of baby thing, you have to lead up to the big event, because if Batman just defeated Maroni or Falcone and that was the end and it's over, like, people are like, it's not enthralling enough, because this is an epic. The fucking music itself just swells up so much. This is an epic story, even though it's a comic book thing.
Yeah, I just wish it would have been like they're gonna, the epic is to stop a group of hitmen that's like in the building to kill the mayor or something. Something a little more tame.
You would like Batman Year One, where like he gets introduced to Catwoman, but the focus is him stopping like Falcone and Maroni. It's much more like laid back. It's a lot of this story, but it doesn't really. I don't remember the ending. But it's not as big as like the big old train and like the fear gas gonna infect the entire Gotham.
Yeah, no one getting all high minded. The Riddler. I guess let's do this. So we kind of have. Oh, you're interviewing me. You fucking run this ship.
I know. So, 3 things. So let's start off just talking about some positive things you like about the film, and then we can get into complaining later. But what's your number one thing when you think of a week ago and you watch this movie that's over a year old for the first time? What's one of your favorite things?
Okay. There's a few things. So I'm going to group this together instead of breaking it up into individual parts on this one. So number one is the quote-unquote realism. Like, it's got this kind of Jason Bourne feel with how he fights.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
And, like, this Batman gets his ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, when he fights 8 guys, he beats them, but he gets punched a lot. Mm-hmm. As you would. And, like, when he gets hit with a shotgun, he flies across the room and feels like dog shit. Like, it doesn't pierce him, but it fucks him up, it's cool. It gives you some stakes with this Batman. You're like, oh shit, like, he's got to be gritty. I blame Daredevil for this, and blame's the wrong word. I should thank Daredevil for this, because while Daredevil wasn't the first to do this, a lot of action heroes have copied it and I think it's better for these kind of heroes to be like that.
Are you talking about the movie or are you talking about the comic book?
The show.
Oh,
not the movie.
Yes. The
movie.
Netflix show. I was like, hold the fucking phone here. What are we talking about?
I never miss.
Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell.
Hey, it ties together. It's like a circle.
Check out our podcast on Daredevil. I love that movie.
I missed. I never miss.
So yeah, and then like the Batmobile, which is so fucking cool in this. It's like a rally car that you put a jet engine in. It's awesome. And like his motorcycle, his gadgets, like it's a squirrel suit. It's not like some weird cape thing. And he sucks at it. Like he's never used it before.
Yeah. It's actually like that scene where he actually looks nervous as shit. When he's
like this Batman feels like an awesome person that's trying to figure this out, you know? Like, so you have more buy-in with him. So I will say, I'll chalk that all up to realism.
Yeah, when it's funny,
quote unquote.
It's funny going from the Batman to Batman Begins, because that was like the complaint and also the compliment that everyone gave the Nolan movies was, oh, it's so gritty and realistic. I'm like, yeah, Matt Reeves is like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Because that opening scene when the Riddler's like breathing heavily into his creepy like Bane mask and he just beats him to death so like harshly and matter-of-factly and just like savagely. It's like, it's like, hey, take the kids home. This is not a Batman movie for them,
This is not your grandma's Batman.
True, Robin. It was noble of that animal to hurl himself into the path of that final torpedo. He gave his life for ours.
Yeah. And what's weird is like comparing this to like that Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. That movie feels like the Anarchist Cookbook. This still feels like a comic book with a little bit of levity, even though it is really fucking dark.
Mm-hmm. The second thing I like was the detective nature of it. Yeah. It was nice that he had gadgets, but he didn't have like the gadget that just is like the Riddler's here. You know, like he didn't have the Mary Sue gadget or the, you know, Plotto Advanso gadget that fixed everything. He had to like go back to the cave and he's figuring it out. Now Alfred's a little bit too much in that sense where he's like, I figured out the puzzle, but like I guess you have to figure out the puzzle somehow. But
well, it also works because like when does Bruce Wayne have time to do this shit? So like Alfred was always the one behind the scenes, at least in the animated TV show, solving like the grunt work for him. He was kind of like the brains behind it. Like obviously Batman is intelligent, maybe not in this one, but for the most part he's highly intelligent, genius level. But Alfred was also like that genius level, which is just comic book things.
Yeah, but I love that like this clue leads to that clue,
yeah,
which he chases down this lead, which is a dead end, but you find out this like
Batman's actually a detective finally. Yeah.
Yes, he's figuring out crime. He's tracking down the case. And he's beating people up along the way, you know?
Yeah, but also like he's not a genius. Though like he's highly intelligent, but he makes mistakes. He overlooks obvious clues, and I think that's the whole that works too, because like I wrote this down, like this is like Bruce Wayne the college years. Like he's trying to figure out his morality. He's disenchanted with his parents. I don't know what to believe anymore. He's so narrow-minded. He misses the big picture of what like the Riddler's trying to do. He easily believes a mob boss over his parents. It's just like he's just so clueless but intelligent. So I like that a lot about this Batman. He's proficient, but also has a lot to learn still, and he's still just coming into his own.
Yeah, I agree fully. The third thing I liked a lot, so I'm having a hard time putting it all into one, but I would say the style, the filmmaking of it. So it's very dark, long shots, like it's got its own feel, but then it has the perfect breaks of like epicness. Like the one I always think about is when the chase scene for the Penguin starts.
Yep.
Like where you're like, he gets shot and he's all fucked up, and Catwoman's trying, and the Penguin's going to execute him, and then he's gone. And you're like, oh, shit. The classic, like, he rounds the corner, and he's not there anymore. But then it does this epic, like, revving of the Batmobile, and this is the big reveal for the Batmobile. And it's pretty awesome. You can't help but smile and just go, fuck yeah.
And it's
kick his ass, Batman.
And it's intimidating too. It's awesome. Like the first rev and the lights click on, which is stolen in all the other Batman movies. They have that scene, but I don't know. I think it's just Matt Reeves, the director, is so good at just the sound editing and just knowing how to craft like an epic scene that makes you go, God damn, that's cool. Even though this is made for nerds and children.
Well, and the cool thing too is he strikes this perfect balance, and that chase scene is my favorite because, like, you can tell Batman is holding on for dear life. Like, he is not in control. He's just literally gripping the wheel and just like, oh, here we go. Like, but that's in the fights. That's in how he approaches, when he goes into a crime den. He's just like, well, adios. Like,
yeah, he has that devil may care attitude, and it even reflects in that scene where he's talking with Alfred, and Alfred's the same scene in Batman Begins. Like, you should put these. You should, if you do what I did and watch them back to back, you'd be like, holy shit, it's the same fucking movie. Like, the scenes are all taken from each other, but there's that scene in both movies where Bruce Wayne comes back as like as an emo, long-haired, like, whiny little bitch, and he basically says, I don't care about my family's legacy, Alfred. You can care about that. I'll run this company into the ground just to do it. And that's fully what the Batman is. He has no long-term vision. He's just in the moment of beating up guys, willing to blow up himself in the car on this highway chase and kill everyone involved if he has to.
Many people died to get a couple questions from the Penguin.
To boost his vengeance ego.
But, like, going back to that chase scene, the way the stunt driver drives the car too, it's like barely in control. He's not like, twirling around this, and he looks like he's like giving it gas, and the whole back end's flying out, and he's like, oh fuck, and like he's coming back. Like, he's obviously a talented driver, but you could tell he's barely in control. Which, it's hard. It's so nice to see a director that is able to convey things through show me, don't tell me. Just by what Batman does, how he fights, how he drives, how he jumps off a building in a squirrel suit. He is totally flying by the seat of his pants. Even when he's Bruce Wayne, he doesn't really have a plan. He's just going. He's not thinking,
Yeah.
And they don't have a scene where he goes, Alfred, I'm just going. I'm not thinking. Or Alfred's not like, you just go and you don't think. You're barely in control. Like, they show it. It's so refreshing. The Riddler gets away with it a little bit doing that, but the Riddler conveys himself through his riddles, so he has to tell you.
Yeah. But so going with that, because that's also one of the things I like about this film is like the world and character building. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes they just tell you what's going on because it's a comic book and they have to make sure everyone gets what's going on because it can't be a real mystery. That's I'm currently listening to Sherlock Holmes audiobooks, and like in Sherlock, I love Sherlock Holmes, but like those aren't for you to solve. You're supposed to be just impressed by Sherlock Holmes's deductive reasoning, the method of it, and you're like, oh, this guy is just so genius. So you don't get to solve the mystery. You can try, but Sherlock Holmes does it, and you're just impressed by it.
He cheats. The imprint, the slight bruising on the left palm indicates that you gripped with your left hand, but something that had a sharp point.
Yeah, you don't want Batman doing that like I do.
So, Watson.
You do not propose to invest in South African securities.
How on earth do you know that?
Now confess, you are utterly taken aback.
I am.
I should make you sign a paper to that effect.
Why?
Because in a few minutes you will say it is all so absurdly simple.
I should say nothing of the kind.
You see, my dear Watson, it is not really difficult to construct a series of influences, each dependent upon its predecessor and each simple in itself. If after doing so one simply knocks out the central influences and presents one's audience with the starting point and the conclusion, one may produce a startling, though possibly a meretricious effect. I can tell by an inspection of the groove between your left forefinger and thumb that you've decided not to invest your small capital in the gold fields.
I can see no connection.
Very likely not. But I can quickly give you a close connection. Here are the missing links in the very simple chain. You had chalk between your forefinger and thumb when you returned from the club last night. You put chalk there when you play billiards to ease the cue. You never play billiards except with Thurston. Now, Thurston, you told me 4 weeks ago, had an option on some South African security which expired in a month and which he desired you to share with him. Your checkbook is locked in my drawer, and you have not asked for the key, so you do not propose to invest your money in that manner.
How absurdly simple.
I'm Batman.
But an average person doesn't, because this has got to be a comic book. It's got to be for people to get it and still understand it. So I'm never going to want me Sherlock Holmes Batman. That's never going to happen. So sometimes they just tell you, oh, it's a stool pigeon, Alfred. Oh, what's a pigeon? Oh, a pigeon's a bird, and a bird's got wings and it flies. What about a rat with wings? It could be a bat. No, Falcone.
It's not a bat. It's the penguin.
Yeah. So you have that, but then you also have little things. And you mentioned this as a joke. I like that first scene where Batman saves the Asian guy and doesn't beat up the black kid. And here's the reason why. He does a world building. He does a lot of these little things. And the one that I like is the kid is second-guessing himself. He has half of his face is white.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not in the gang yet. And it's obvious his initiation. He has to do what, Shane, to be a part of the gang?
Beat up an old Asian man.
Exactly. They're the anti-Asian hate group, and you got to beat up an old Asian man.
I forgot Asian hate was all hot a year ago. Like, that was all the rage.
I'm just joking. I don't think that's really what that is, but I was saying it as a joke.
I didn't think Matt Reeves hates Asians. He's like, yeah, kick his ass. Like,
well, I didn't think it was going to go
like
that. I didn't think it was going to be that social justice scene. I don't think it is.
I'm going to cut that.
That's fine with me. Whatever. So the point being is, that kid has an initiation. He has to beat up somebody. From the visual, he's apprehensive. They tell him, do it, do it, do it. They don't say, hey man, be part of the Juggalo Diamond Gang. You have to beat up a man to be a part of it. No, but from the visuals,
be a platinum member.
Yeah, exactly. From the visual what's going on, what's happening, and he's having second thoughts, and he runs away, and Batman not only saves someone's life, he changes someone's life to not be an asshole. And that works without having any dialogue besides, who are you? I'm Vengeance. That's all you gotta say.
I'm Vengeance.
That's enough for me to get it. And it works. And you and I can make fun of it all we want to, but I like visual storytelling, and that's a little moment, and I'm like, Matt Reeves knows the language of cinema.
Oh, yeah. I look forward to seeing Matt Reeves' next Batman, because he'll get one.
Oh.
I think the Batman did well enough.
Yeah, and if you stick around to the end of this podcast, Shane and I have we're just gonna pitch our Batman sequels here. But have you seen any other Matt Reeves movies? You don't know who he is. He did the last two sequels for the Planet of the Apes.
Not. Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
No, not the.
No.
Tim
That's
Burton
the one with
ones.
James Franco.
Okay, so the Franco one wasn't him, but they pitched him to do the second one, which has Gary Oldman. And then the third one has Woody Harrelson. Those are really good, like, action, like, movies that are really thoughtful. And they're starring apes. And I don't give a shit about monkeys. But I care about these monkeys. Matt Reeves, he does good action and he does good characters. And he also did a little horror movie that I love. And I know it's a remake. And people don't like the remake. I like this remake. It's based on like a Swedish film. It's called Let Me In. It's based upon like Let the Right One In. It's about like a child vampire, and it's really gritty and dark, but it's all about the characters and dealing with like what would happen if you have like a child vampire type of thing. So Matt Reeves is a great director, and he cares about his characters, god damn it, and he likes style. He has good movies. I like Matt Reeves.
And I thought at first, when I heard Nirvana, I was going to roll my eyes and be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up. Choose something else. Okay,
Don't talk to your wife like that.
Who gave you food? Oh.
Shane loves women.
I am vengeance. I just picture like this 50s like drunk husband comes home. Where have you been? I am vengeance.
Now, honey, remember when we were married, you wanted to be joined together in matrimony.
And as I recall, it was till death do us part.
Yeah, that's right.
That event is about to take place right now.
I'm vengeance.
Oh, God.
It's either that or it's an emo kid comes in like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be vengeance.
I want to be vengeance. Well, you're gonna have to go to PE then. All
right. I don't want to change out.
I don't want to change. Oh, that brings me to one of my complaints, but
we'll get there.
Yeah. What were we saying before I went off on my vengeance?
Women don't have rights.
Yeah. Get him, Batman.
We're saying basically the director knows how to build a world.
Yes.
And it's sometimes obvious, but it's not always just in your face. Batman's upset, even though there are scenes where Bruce Wayne is just upset.
Yeah. Yeah, good job, Matt Reeves. I like it a lot. I'm super into it. So I guess we'll move on to the things I hate.
No, fucking you. My turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about thing. I love the music. The music is overbearing, but I love it. It was my ringtone for a while because my wife hates it. Like when we saw this movie, she's like, "That fucking music is just stuck in my head." I'm like, "I know," because it's manipulative. But Matt Reeves uses that Michael Giacchino's like music perfectly to swell up when you need it to. And it's 3 hours long, so you got a lot of swells going on. But
it's always swelling.
It just earworms. It's kind of like you said, using like the something in the way music. It's like yeah, but it really kind of works in the theme and then like the emo-y kind of Batman way. So I forgive it, even though I probably wouldn't appreciate that in a different kind of comic book movie. But he only uses like one pop song and it works. Yeah. And by the end of the movie, he is in the way. Like something's in the way of his life, but then it ends up being Batman is what's in the way, stopping evil. So it works. It's a little hit chilly, cheesy and childlike, but I love the music. I love the sound editing. I love just the sound effects and the visuals. It's so well put together, like with music and the punches and just like the equalizing of the sound like levels and stuff. It's so great.
Yeah, and when you have a popular song, like in this case the Nirvana song, it has to complement and feed into what the character is. It can't just be like, oh, I like that song. It sounds good for this. This isn't like My Chemical Romance doing the song for fucking The Watchmen, Like it
That's
fits.
a weird reference.
It fits. It works. It's like I hate to do this, but it reminds me of doesn't remind me of, but a good example is like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, James Gunn's.
Yeah.
The 70s, music, everyone goes like, oh, I like that song, but it has a point to it, Like the character has that, the music's in there because the character remembers his mother through those songs.
Yeah.
But part of his album.
But that is different, and like they hear the music, like that becomes a part of the world though. This one, you don't see Bruce Wayne jamming out to Nirvana wearing his "Grunge is Still Alive"
He
t-shirt.
should.
Okay, so here's an example that you'll love. So like Captain Marvel, the movie. I don't hate that movie. I will actually defend it. I actually don't mind it. But one thing they do in that it feels fake is they have a lot of 90s empowerment songs. They have Nirvana's Come As You Are, and the biggest the biggest obvious more like, oh god, cringy moment is when Captain Marvel comes in her own and they play I'm Just a Girl by No Doubt. I'm like, oh no.
Oh,
like,
no.
like that is in your face kind of like, really, we're doing this? This is a little cheesy. I'll defend that movie. I enjoy it. It's all sci-fi and shit. But this movie, it plays one song and one song only, and it fits it in the way, and it's not the most popular Nirvana song, so I will forgive it, even though it is a really good Nirvana song.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So, here's something. I don't know what you think about this. I hope it's not one of your changes. Okay, they changed Bruce Wayne. So when I'm watching Batman Begins, Bruce Wayne starts out kind of like a selfish prat and a rich guy. He's mad because Alfred says, "Are you going back to Princeton, Master Wayne?" And he says, "I don't want to go back. I just want to kill this guy who murdered my family." So you have a little bit of
vengeance, Alfred.
Yeah. So you have a little bit of emo, but this movie, he's not a playboy at all, because in Batman Begins, Bruce Wayne, when he returns, takes on the playboy persona because he's hiding who he is. Because no one's gonna assume the playboy millionaire is gonna be Batman, but in this
he's using it as a smokescreen.
Yeah, exactly. But in this one, who seems like the most obvious Batman? Is it the rich emo kid who doesn't come out of his castle? Maybe. I don't know.
Survey says.
So once again, maybe in the next one, they'll build to that. Maybe he'll learn to cover himself a little better. So that's fine. I forgive it. But I thought that was interesting, especially watching back-to-back the Batman versus Batman Begins. You have emo grunge versus playboy. What do you kind of prefer as, the viewer?
So, in this one, I don't know, because obviously Bruce Wayne, to become a vigilante in a black cape that runs around the city beating people up, has to be a little bit damaged when he's outside of his thing, so you need that. I don't think either does Bruce Wayne perfectly. They are just different. Like you said, Christian Bale is playboy, but Christian Bale's more in control. Robert Pattinson is more of the believable damaged person, but he doesn't change. I don't see a difference between when the mask is off and when the mask is on.
No, that's a good point.
Bale has a clear divide of when the mask is on, I am who I am, and when it's off, I'm pretending.
Yes.
That is not really a problem in this one. Because even when he does the few scenes of him as Bruce Wayne interacting with the public, he's just the Batman still. He's just brooding and solving a case and stuff.
He's angsty teenager. He's angsty, spoiled kid, but the only thing he does that's kind of richy is he has some pretty badass cars. But it's basically it. So I think, like you said, it fits this movie, and he's also young. He's a young Batman, so he's in next movie he'll grow into more of a mature adult Bruce Wayne, or maybe the opposite. He'll adapt that persona to throw off the public. But when Batman is out in public, dark and brooding, when Bruce Wayne's in the Batcave with Alfred, he's intelligent, he's level-headed, and he and Alfred are having conversations and actually making plans and solving mysteries. But in this one, he's just a whiny little bitch. He's an asshole. He's an asshole to Alfred. And I'm just that makes sense in the beginning of Batman Begins, because he hasn't fully figured out who it is. And I guess in the end of this movie, he appreciates Alfred in the end. So we don't see that growth because Alfred's in the hospital. But it gets a little annoying. And I like Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, but it is a little whiny little bitch too much.
Yeah, I feel like it was too much. Like, if you're going to have him be whiny, have him be more whiny in private. It could be fixed if in the second one he does grow up more. Because I do think that was an issue. Because in Nolan's I do like Bruce Wayne and Nolan's Batman. Because it also has a purpose. I like that Bruce Wayne is more of the masked character than the Batman is.
Yeah, for sure. And like,
I like that approach.
Yeah, and the whole point of it is like he's trying so to quell our argument, it's called the Batman. So it's the Batman character. So he's still figuring out who he is as Bruce Wayne and the Batman, what his morality lies, what the line is. So I forgive it, but at some points I'm like, dude, stop being a dick. Like, seriously, just stop being an asshole to Alfred because like no one else cares about this like loser. So, but I'm assuming in the next one he's gonna grow as a Bruce Wayne character and at least not be an asshole. But
especially if you're idolizing your parents and you specifically, in which the Batman takes on this, but he specifically remembers them as like they helped the city, they were great people, they always wanted to help the poor and stuff like that. But as Bruce Wayne, he actively shits on that, you know?
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me. I think there should be more of him trying to be that as Bruce Wayne. Yeah. So they'd be like, the guy that helps feed the orphans, he's beating people up at night? No.
Right? Yeah. Also the point, too, of the Batman is Bruce Wayne is a philanthropist. He helps Gotham in the daytime, through that avenue with money. And he also, I guess a mature Batman helps the person in the daytime, and at night he does the real sacrifice of his body. So that's like the whole perfect dichotomy of Bruce Wayne and Batman is he's an asshole, but he gets away with it because he does all these things and he's likable. But once again, that's also an older, more mature Batman, which maybe next time we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe Bruce Wayne will leave college. He'll get himself, a day job and become, realize the importance of being a good, law-abiding taxpayer.
You can get a University of Phoenix Online certificate.
Let's talk
Inventions.
Villains. Let's talk villains.
Okay.
Let's talk side characters. Let's do our favorite actor, Colin Farrell. What do you think about Colin Farrell as the Penguin?
Colin Farrell is the Penguin?
You didn't know that?
In the Batman, that's Colin Farrell.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you serious?
Are you shitting me?
Are you shitting me?
You're not fucking with me.
That's my whole Daredevil joke. That was a king.
I didn't even know that.
That you didn't know. I'm fucking Google it, you moron.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh my god, this is always a potential alert.
Colin Farrell
is the Penguin.
Let me
this is not staged. Shane's a moron.
Jesus Christ, I did not know that.
How did you not know that?
That is a hell of a makeup job.
It's a great performance.
Well, I love it even more now.
How did you not know that?
Wow. I loved the Penguin. He did a great job.
How are you a co-host on a podcast and do no research on a movie?
I don't look at the credits. I'm a movie critic, not an actor critic.
Okay, Shane, now that you know that Colin Farrell, our favorite actor, was the Penguin.
Wow. I can't wait to put in some Banshees of Inishirin shit into this.
And in Bruges and Daredevil, all the movies we love.
But you're a cunt.
I just don't like you no more.
You do like me.
I don't.
He did good. This was when I heard the Penguin, they're like, we gotta talk to the Penguin. I was like, oh Jesus, because I just pictured Danny DeVito's Penguin, which makes no sense why that. Because doesn't in the comics he actually becomes mayor or something like that, or runs for mayor?
In the movie, that's his way of getting power, and Max Schmeck, played by your favorite Christopher Walken, insert Shane's impression here. His idea is to get a penguin to be a puppet to have power and control the city.
Batman, your car, it's alive. Wow, chase me.
This penguin here, he waddles around, but we can use him.
He waddles like something I could think of in his little tuxedo. You know what he is? A penguin.
You can call me Mr. Papa. Yeah, okay, Colin Farrell does a great job, and he hides behind that makeup so much that Shane didn't even recognize him.
Fucking missed that one. Swing! Like right over the head. No, he's good, and the character's written well, because I rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, God. I just picture him waddling out, like, oh, Batman, I'm the penguin. But no, he's like a legit, and he's not like a crime boss. He's obviously a young penguin in that sense, or young in his crime career, where he hasn't taken power, but you can see he's positioning, And
by the end of it, he's the next in line, and he sees a moment to be like, fuck you, Falcone, and then he gets to take on those reins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good setup for the Penguin. They can use him in future. I think he's always good as a secondary villain. I don't want to see a movie with him as the primary. No. I just think he should always be in the background. Because as soon as he's the primary, I don't think he has the character to carry it in a way that's gonna... There has to be some panache, and he's not a panache guy.
Well, he thinks he has that thing, but the problem is the Penguin. You know where he's at, like, because he has like the Iceberg Lounge. So it's like the Penguin is a mob boss. He's not a. He's kind of like Maroni, where it's like I'm gonna be out in public because like I know you can't touch me, you can't really prove anything. Yeah. So he has that. It's not like the Riddler and the Joker, who's like anonymity is like that's their superpower is like I don't need I want the attention, but I don't need you to know where I'm at, kind of thing.
They have a supernatural air to them.
Yeah, they have to, because like as soon as you see the Joker or the Riddler, the game is up. But the Penguin's kind of like, I'm here. You can't pin that on me, Kappa, kind of thing. So he works as like he's the underworld mob boss that everyone knows, and like people can use him to get things done, which is going to go into like my sequel pitch. I got an idea of how to use the Penguin. And I think you and I are on the same page. Like, have him there, but don't make him the focal point.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Colin Farrell. Holy shit.
Yeah. What about Catwoman?
That was another moment too. I was like, oh boy, here we go. Like, oh, look at me. I saw the cats and stuff. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But the actress was really good. I like how they used her as a spy. Like, that was a cool scene where Batman's like using her as a mole to get inside the Iceberg Lounge. Like, I love all the detective shit. And like, she has her own thing she's doing. She's not like hissing at people.
Like, can you imagine?
It's like Nolan's, where she's a cat burglar.
Yeah.
Like, they did pretty well with Anne Hathaway, too.
Yeah, surprisingly.
But yeah, she plays the cat card just enough so you go like, oh, I get it, she's Catwoman. Like, but she's not like, or, would you like a glass of milk? Like, I just keep picturing of Halle Berry's.
You boys thought you could come in here and steal all these beautiful things? What a perfect idea.
Catwoman.
I've never seen Catwoman. We should probably watch that one time. But yeah.
Oh God.
But Zoe Kravitz does a good job. They have a scene where she's drinking milk, so it's in your face, but it's not like it's not like Michelle Pfeiffer. Movie. Yeah, well, it's like Michelle Pfeiffer, which that's a good performance in that movie where she goes like meow. so it's fine.
I better cut in where I get attacked by a cat on this podcast. Oh, Jesus. Which is funny, because if she was really wanted to play it like a cat, she'd just sleep all the time. Like, do something.
Yeah. You know what's funny? There was a news story, because like, you know how Google like data mines, and if you type in one thing, it sends you Google News. So my news feed is filled with like like news about Ukraine and politics, but also like comic book nerd shit. So there was a story that in an interview, Zoe Kravitz said she studied cats to figure out how to fight like a cat. And I was like, oh my God. Why would you say
Ow, ow, ow.
Exactly. Just pawing your face and biting you while you sleep.
Batman's like kissing her and she just randomly bites him.
Yeah.
Ow, what the fuck?
You bitch.
Just gotta remind you I can.
I'm in charge of this. I'm running this operation here.
But I do like cats because they're curious. I find them interesting. I feel like they could kill me any 2 seconds.
I was really inspired by that. I watched a bunch of cat videos, feline videos, watching them fight. And what I was so interested by was the fact that you can't read their face at all, which is why I think people are kind of creeped out by them.
Her boyfriend's like, are you purring? God.
Yeah, I like their chemistry's fine. They start falling for not in love but infatuation quickly,
Yeah.
and it's kind of eye rolling. But yeah, you got to have a little romance. So, Batman's, he gets it up still.
He's lonely.
Yeah, but he's too busy to get laid. And since Bruce Wayne's not being a playboy, his Batcave's all backed up.
Oh yeah, no, that Batcave is covered. That's not guano.
The Riddler. What do you think about the Riddler?
You mean the Joker who writes riddles?
No, it's the Riddler. It's different.
I like it. It's different. It's not the same. Okay. Chaos of Agent takes on the city, leaving clues about why they're taking on the city, slowly dismantling organized crime to organize a group of crazy people
and cells
to take on, to internet crazy people to take on the city and expose the craziness within. Which movie am I describing?
Any Batman movie?
I was like, The Dark Knight or the Batman? Oh wait, they're the same fucking villain.
Yeah.
Because it's all part of the plan.
But with me bitching, I still liked him. He did a good job. I like the riddles. I like his motive. He's a crazy person. His motivation's only going to be so different,
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the Batman Arkham video game series. Did you ever play those?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're really good movies, actually. There's 3 of them. There's also a 4th one that no one likes, but I like the 4th one too. But the one thing that they do in that series is all the characters of the Joker, they're all kind of like serial killer-y and really highly intelligent type of thing. And this Riddler is intelligent in a certain way. He's not intelligent in like, oh, I hacked into the mainframe and I did all these things like that. He's intelligent enough to like set a trail of breadcrumbs. And what I like about this is he thinks he's using the Batman, and he is, until that scene when they're talking and he realizes, goes, oh, you're not as smart as you think you are. Like, I thought we were on the same page where we were both going to destroy the city together. So he gets disappointed in how stupid Batman is, but his plan still goes through. So I kind of like that idea where he thinks Batman's on his side, and that's the intelligent part. He thinks
he's not emotionally intelligent.
No, but he also he does use the Batman. He uses him to get Falcone to set up all these things, and he's crazy enough to think like this is a good plan, will fix anything, because he just wants chaos too. But I liked it. I liked how he uses the Batman. The Batman makes a big mistake in not seeing the big picture.
Right. And he thinks in a weird way that the Batman would want to help him because he's taking down a crime boss. So Batman and me are both playing this game and going to do it together. We're a team.
Yeah.
And then you can see when he realizes that Batman's not really on his side, he cracks. He's not very emotionally stable.
No.
And even in his interviews and stuff like that, I once again, he's just the Joker.
Yeah, because they take it from the Dark Knight where they have
Look
the
at me.
footage.
Look at me. Would
Why
you
so,
fuck
sir?
me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
Yeah, but like, it's why the Riddler works for this, because the Joker's about chaos, but the Riddler's about, and this character's about vengeance and justice, which also goes in like Two-Face type of thing too. It's just you're just replacing characters and giving different motivation. But Batman's about vengeance, but he becomes about justice, while the Riddler wants some kind of fucked up weird revenge. So it plays it well. It's a good balance of themes and character motivation where they're so close. The line is so thin where Batman could be the Riddler or the Riddler could be Batman type of thing.
Yeah. One thing I do love about this too, that I hate to compare this movie to The Dark Knight because it's its own movie. Matt Reeves had his own vision for Batman, but you know, we live in a world that has 800 Batmans.
Yeah, every 3 years we got to reboot it because we even discussed Ben Affleck Batman that happened in the middle of this.
Oh, remember what that? Forget about that. DC's like, it never happened.
It's like DC's got like a shotgun and it's just like shooting like pellets through the air and saying, hopefully we hit that fucking clay pigeon at some point and make our money back.
Well, and even when they hit, like, I remember there was like, Ben Affleck's gonna be Batman, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, God damn it. And then like we saw Ben Affleck as Batman, and everyone was like, you know what? I'd say a Ben Affleck Batman. And then DC comes in and goes like, sorry, we just read the comments, and shot Ben Affleck in the face. And everyone's like, no, we were okay with that. And like, oh, how about Robert Pattinson?
No, yeah, it's so weird. Like from all of Marvel's issues, they have a vision. That vision's a little blurry sometimes and gets obnoxious, but DC's just like, we're gonna do everything, and then hopefully you like some of this, and if you don't like it, we'll apologize later.
Dude, I picture DC, and I'm gonna do a cut into this, is like, it's a Bond boardroom where he's like, I have brought you all in here today to discuss the making of the next Batman. We have reviewed Ben Affleck's comments, and they are negative. When they are negative, I get upset. And when I get upset, people die! And they haven't even made Batman yet, and they're already frying people for it because of the internet.
I regret to inform you all of the death of Spectre number 6. Colonel Jacques Bouvard was killed by an unknown assassin. His services will be greatly missed. We will now proceed with the area financial reports. Number 7.
So I saw the announcement, I look on this thing, I look down the first comment. Yeah. It's like, Ben Affleck's going to be Batman. The first one just goes, no!
On the contrary, the culprit is known to me. I've decided on the appropriate action.
And then, the favorite thing about all of this is like when the COVID hit, and they gave Zach, I almost said Zach Baggins, when they gave Zack Snyder money to go back and re-edit his beautiful vision, they're like, oh shit, we gotta bring back Fat Man. So then Ben Affleck has to go back to the gym really quickly and stop eating Dunkin'. And like, and it just looks so, everything's so wrong and mismanaged about that DC universe. It's kind of crazy. And then the funny thing is, the DC like animated movies, there's a lot of them, and they do really well for considering how cheap they're made. And then all their TV shows do really well. So it's like they mismanage their movies, but their TV shows
Batwoman.
work.
Or Batgirl. Batgirl.
What?
Which I to this day think that was just a tax thing. That was like, fuck, we owe too much in taxes. How about we just liquidate Batgirl, call it a loss, and we'll write it off.
Under the right circumstances, a producer could make more money with a flop than he could with a hit.
Yeah, that was some Hollywood accounting. And Batgirl was just.
But they also have a Batwoman or Batgirl like TV shows. Like they have all these things that I didn't even know about. Did you know that like Doom Patrol and Titans have been on for like 4 separate seasons, and they're really popular. I'm like, I didn't even know this shit existed.
I just saw The Peacemaker, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. But that's the thing.
Good.
There's too much. Like, I can't fucking keep up, and nor do I want to.
It's a scatter shot. It's just fire and fire, fire into the air, and whatever sticks and works, hopefully it makes money.
Yeah, it's wild. But I just picture Ben Affleck like getting fat eating Dunkin' Donuts on the beach, and they're like, hey Ben, we got to do some reshoots. And he's like, no, I don't want to. And they're like, you fat fuck, you listen here. We have you on contract for $10 million. You go do some goddamn crunches and drink a green shake right now, you fuck. And he's like, I don't want to. And they're like, Matt Damon comes in and slaps him. He's like, Ben, if we're going to finance any more goddamn Air Jordan movies, where the fuck, you better get your...
You can do
you want to make a sneaker movie? You get your fat fucking ass in the gym.
You can do your woke movies to make up for your family being slave owners. Ben, later, do a Batman movie. It's crazy how he's like the head of two failed IPs. Like Daredevil and Batman just took a big old shit.
He just should stay away from superhero stuff.
And you know what? I like Ben Affleck just fine. He's obnoxious and full of himself, but he is a fine Bruce Wayne Batman.
Well, and think about how much sway. Like, I just picture if Marvel tells you to dance, you go, yeah. You start doing the jig. Like, you're like, look at me dance, look at me dance.
Marvel
DC asked Henry Cavill to shave his mustache. He went, no. No, I don't want to.
Marvel has Disney money. WB has Looney Tunes money.
Disney's like, I will crush you, you little monkey. Shave that fucking mustache.
We told the governor of Florida to go fuck himself. Like, trust me, we have money and power.
I am the law.
I am vengeance.
I am vengeance.
Slap.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, yeah.
This is getting over long. Like the Batman. Shane, let's start the bitching here. What's one of many changes you would make about the Batman?
You're gonna laugh.
Do it.
Robert Pattinson. You were so close. You were so close to being my Batman. I love you as an actor, but the fact that you didn't get uber jacked for this film pisses me off. Not my Batman. My Batman is jacked. We went from Christian Bale at 220. Just ripped as shit, to Pattinson looking like he does a couple crunches every now and again and does keto. Like that.
He's a lean Batman, goddammit.
No, it is bad. He looks good in the suit. He moves well in the suit, if that's even him. But when he is not in the suit, I'm like, what the fuck? Michael Keaton looks more intimidating. Like, at least Michael Keaton had the decency to keep his shirt on, so we didn't have to like see flabby Batman. Like,
since you don't know anything, did you know like they're bringing back Michael Keaton?
I did hear this
In the Flash movie.
Yeah,
they have to make up for the Flash being the actor being
a weird Nazi cult leader that pulls guns on pregnant women and
So like, okay, how do you sell this movie? Bring back Michael Keaton. Everyone loves Birdman.
Yeah. This isn't going to go bad at all. Yeah, The Flash is going to be a flop. And the fact that they must have paid Keaton a lot of money.
Yeah, and it makes me sad because I love Birdman. And the point of Birdman is to kind of mock
superhero he doesn't want to keep putting that stupid suit on.
It smells like balls. I fucking love Birdman.
But yeah,
so
I think...
you're mad that he's not jacked, really?
Seriously, he needs to be more jacked. That's part of the character. I don't want a Superman that's skinny. I want a fucking jacked dude, because you are vicariously living through Batman too. And when you see your Batman and you're like, that guy can't kick anyone's ass. Like, I don't know. It's a complaint. I think he should have got more jacked for it. Fucking get on the Mexican supplements and get fucking yoked. Sorry, Robert, you signed on to be Batman. Get bigger.
I thought you would have a legitimate complaint. Okay,
that is legitimate.
No, it's not. It's an aesthetic, you moron.
It is an actor. Half of your job is aesthetic.
The focus isn't Bruce Wayne. The focus is the Batman. He's in the cowl like 90% of the film.
Chris Pratt got jacked, and he was fat.
It's a different character. He's skinny, grungy, emo Batman. He's in time for fucking crunches. He's too busy brooding and listening to the fucking Smiths. He's listening to the goddamn Cure and the Smiths. Let him have. He doesn't have time for this.
Hit the weights, Robert.
I just don't like you no more.
You do like me.
I don't.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say about this is like the voiceover narration is something I a personal complaint that I don't like in movies, and it's kind of cringy and whiny, and teenagers saying, October 31st, the streets are filled with people, but I can hide in my mask. It sounds just like Rorschach, where it's it's a crazy person doing narration. It works because he's a younger Batman, whatever. But, and like I said, in high school, I probably would have thought this was so badass and like noir-y and cool. But I personally, as an adult, don't like voiceover narration.
Rorschach's Journal, October 12th, 1985. Dog carcass in alley this morning. Tire tread on burst stomach. This city's afraid of me. I've seen its true face. The streets are extended gutters, and the gutters are full of blood. And when the drains finally...
Thursday, October 31st. The city streets are crowded for the holiday. Even with the rain. Hidden in the chaos is the element, waiting to strike like snakes. And I'm there too.
But it goes to the genre of noir kind of well, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to forgive it.
It's forgivable, but I agree that it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fix that per se, other than cut it.
No, I don't think cut it. I think it's just that's the aesthetic of the film. It's gritty, dark, noir-y. You got to have Bruce Wayne talking to himself because he's not confiding in Alfred. He's got to confide in himself, I guess.
Yeah.
The cool thing
Kinda
about
dumb.
it, though, yeah, but the cool thing I like about it though is I like that he has the lenses and he records everything. Because it makes up for that thing of like, how the fuck does Batman remember all these little clues when he gets his head kicked in every night? But he's recording everything, and he makes himself play it back to kind of remember it and solve it. I'm like, oh, that's a kind of cool little twist on it. Because I'm like, how the fuck does he keep all this in line when he gets his head kicked in every night?
And he hasn't slept in fucking years.
Right.
Which would kill him, but...
Okay, let's talk about the mystery. You already kind of touched on this and said... The puzzles are a child could solve.
Yeah, it's literally one is a thumb, like the guy's thumb, hanging onto a thumb drive, and it says drive. And I was like, or no, it was like a key, right? It was like his thumb hanging to a key or something.
It's his thumb on the keys, and it goes to the thumb drive to activate. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, thumb drive.
Well,
he's like, it's thumb drive. I was like, hey.
So the riddles aren't difficult, but the mysteries, like he has USB. I would have never solved that. So the mystery itself is really complicated, and I believe, okay, Batman could solve that. The riddles are cheesy, but as Alfred says, oh, this guy's a sicko. Like he's laughing about it. The Riddler's making a sick joke, and that's not the riddle itself. My problem with the mystery is it has, I'm going to call that guy syndrome. When you cast John Turturro to play Falcone, you're like, oh, it's him. I knew immediately that's who it is. And it's because they did that guy syndrome. When you hire an actor.
When you put a high-level actor.
Yes. Like, John Turturro's not A-list, but he's like B-plus list. Because John Turturro is a great actor, but he's not... It's not like putting Matt Damon in Interstellar, but it's not a cameo, but it's... When you cast an actor, like, you recognize, oh, they're a good actor. You're like, oh, they're very involved. It's like, did you watch that?
Yeah, they're not going to waste that actor.
No, did you watch that Christian Bale movie, The Pale Blue Eye, the Edgar Allan Poe one?
Yes.
Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's okay. But when you cast that guy, that British guy, Toby...
Oh, that plays
something.
Edgar Allan Poe?
No. But who plays the doctor? Like the twist is it's the doctor's family. When you cast that guy, who I recognize, Toby Jones, when you cast that guy to be in the movie and he doesn't have a big part, I'm like, oh, he's gonna have a big part because you cast that guy. So that's just an otherworldly thing. But you can't cast a famous person to be a low-level character and then to be like, surprise, it's that character. It's like, no, it's John Turturro. It's
this isn't Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. Like they matter.
Well, Tom Cruise isn't the linchpin behind the entire mystery of what's going on. Also, the mystery is about his parents too. We haven't really talked about that. They throw that in there too. It's another mystery. The movie's full of mysteries. I'm not gonna say
the parents thing I have an issue with.
Go ahead.
I like that they go. It's kind of like a fuck rich people, man. Like, you think you're so good, but you have billions of dollars and stuff. I like that they played his father as a politician. Like, he was good. He had some good ideas. He wanted to do good, but he got tied up in the politics and did bad things, right?
Yep.
So he wasn't a great person. So Bruce has to deal with this idea that his family isn't who he thought they were. The whole basis of his identity, the whole reason for the creation of Batman doesn't work because Batman would have kicked his dad's ass. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit. I like that. And then they quickly undo it because they're like, they're still really good people. Like, you know, they're the best. They're the best, Bruce. Like, we can't let this sit too long. We can't actually let the audience stew in this weird sadness.
No, but I like that though, because that's reality. Reality is gray. It's not black and white. Young Batman thinks it's black and white. He even remember that there's a good scene where Gordon and Batman are talking, and he says to him, the police commissioner is kidnapped and killed, and then Gordon says to him, "It sounds like you think he deserved to die," and he looks at him and says, "He's a corrupt cop. He got what he deserved," because Batman's black and white at the time. But then once he figures out his dad made a big mistake and he got caught up in the mob by accident and led to their death, the world's gray. And he figures out, well, I have to be above that. I have to be black and white. And also
it's kind of like, oh yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Because he has to be the symbol. He has to be the symbol for Gotham and sacrifice himself and look like good, but kind of be in the gray area, breaking the rules. So I like that. And it's also that goes back to like Bruce Wayne's in college. He figures out his parents don't know everything. He's disenchanted with morality. It's so, man, if I was in high school, this would be like my favorite movie of all time.
He's going to school in the streets.
Go ahead. You're making a point about you didn't like that it undoes it.
Yeah, I think they should have just left it with like Alfred being like, "You're right, your parents weren't that great. They loved you, but yeah, they did bad things." I feel like they did a lot of like backpedaling instead of letting us be like, "Fuck, man, like Bruce's dad wasn't that great." But like, and I think they needed to do a little bit more on the, hey, like, yeah, we did a deal with Falcone, but Maroni killed hundreds of people, like, and he's in prison now. Like, sometimes you got to dance with the devil, like, and so like, there's these little things that like I feel like they backpedal, but I do like how easily Batman is manipulated. Like, all Falcone had to do was like, yeah, Maroni killed your parents. Like, it's kind of suspicious. And Batman's like, Maroni did it. And then they go, no, he didn't. Falcone killed him. Neither have provided any proof. It has just been people saying it. And Batman's like, Falcone killed my parents.
and he's like a dick to Alfred after he's like blown up. And it just shows like he's just so clueless. So it's frustrating because it seems like it's stupid, but it fits this immature, pathless, without a clue Batman. It fits this kid who has money and strength, even though he's not jacked. He has this ability.
Not jacked, not my Batman.
Even though he has an advantage and privilege to like do this, he's still super clueless. So I think it ties in, and I'm a little more forgiving of that than I was my first viewing.
Oh, I'm very much searching for complaints. I would say overall, very much loved this movie, but it's not perfect because I don't think there really is such thing as a perfect film.
Okay, you obviously never seen Daredevil.
I never miss.
More peanuts.
Ben Affleck.
Any other things you'd want to change about the film or any more complaints? Because I could go on for days, but like you said, I can complain about this, but it's a very enthralling, entertaining movie.
The one thing I want to complain, the last thing, is it feels a little bloated towards the end. It just has that classic, like, and then, like, it's not quite the Dark Knight bloated, where they introduce a villain in the third act. But the Riddler's plot, I think, was a little much. I know you have to have a big... I wish they would have just, like, toned it down and not done, like, he's gonna flood the entire city and the whole thing is, like... I think they could... Shut the fuck up, I'm podcasting, huh? Yeah, like...
Your wife
sorry,
is
cats,
a
am I
sad
right?
person.
But, I think they could have tightened that up. Maybe done, like, a raid kind of scene where the Riddler has, like, 10 people that have broken into, like, Gordon's house or, you know, something like that. Or just something a little more grounded.
Like, the Dark Knight does it kind of perfectly, where the Joker has one building, he's got, like, 13 hostages, he's got a bomb, but that's, like, the whole, like, distraction.
Yeah.
Because the real ending is 4 people in a worn down, like, parking garage talking about morality, and the ending about, like, what's right and wrong and justice. Like, that's a perfect ending for Batman. So you have your big thing, but then it ends on something really just, like, poignant. This one, it's got to be big because Batman's got to prove himself, and I love when he's like almost dead, and he takes, like, that little Bane, like, Venom shot, and, like, adrenaline kick thing.
I like that too. I like the adrenaline shot.
Yeah, but he's like, because Batman doesn't play fair, he's got to use whatever gadget he possibly has to, like, get it. And I love the ending when he's, like, got the flare and he's saving people. I'm like, that's a cool, like, visual and symbolic of Batman's willing to sacrifice it all. That's what he's about. It's not about vengeance. It's about saving people. It goes back to the whole thing of what does the Batman stand for. So I like it. It's bloated. It's big, but it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I just wish it would have tightened up a little bit. I don't hate it. It's not like I didn't like him fighting all those dudes and getting shot with the shotgun and doing all, like, they're cool scenes. I just wish we could, like, clean it up and get to them a little quicker. This one I don't remember feeling the, oh my God, it's not over as much as I did in The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, I was like, oh my God, we've started a whole new movie. I thought this was Act 3.
Especially, like, The Dark Knight Rises. That one, like...
Oh my God.
I still like that movie just fine, but that one feels like, oh God, he still hasn't fought Bane yet.
Or, like, Return of the King, where it's just like, and then...
You shut your goddamn mouth. You shut your fucking filthy mouth.
But this doesn't have that quite as bad. It just has a little bit, and then...
It whispers it, and then...
Vengeance!
Okay, so... Retrospect, we did a podcast, which you also check out, for a kind of like some of our favorite movies of 2022. Shane, looking back in retrospect, would you put The Batman up there as one of your favorite films of last year, even though you just recently saw it?
It'd probably be in my top 10 or 5, but I don't think I liked it more than Banshees of Inishirin. Or
Whatever.
Angry Irishman, that's what I might call that one. Or The Northman. I really, really, really like The Northman, and I like The Menu a lot too. So it's definitely top 5, but I don't think it's my top one. I think I said The Menu, right, as my top one?
You said the Northman was your favorite one.
The Northman, yeah. I like The Northman a lot. Like, if you're going to do a very big epic tale, I think The Northman did it perfect.
Yeah, great director. So for me, like I said before, this is like a guilty pleasure, but I guess my last analogy is like, it's like eating the greatest grilled cheese of your entire life. It's like, there's no risks being taken here. There's nothing risky at all. They have the same Batman villains and stories, so you're not risking it. You took a big risk that it's 3 hours long, and you let some artsy-fartsy director really take their time in making a well-crafted movie that draws you in this atmosphere of like, you know, ominous and grits and just like grossness, but it's still a grilled cheese. It's still a Batman movie, but man, is it delicious. did I enjoy every goddamn bite?
I'm gonna
Kinda
cut in.
did.
That's a good burger.
That's a tasty burger. I like this movie a lot, and I could complain all day about it, but I don't think that matters. Nitpicking doesn't matter in a movie that's super concerned in like the feel and the characters and the excitement. And man, we don't talk about the action scenes enough. Like that car scene,
Really
that final
good.
thing, are really fucking awesome. The scene when Batman and the Riddler are having their Joker moment, it's pretty great.
Well,
When,
and he's
like-
not doing like spinning roundhouse kicks. He's like punching people and blocking. He looks like a bruiser MMA fighter, you know?
He's a brawler. Batman
Yeah.
is a brawler. I'm getting close, and if I'm overwhelmed, I'm gonna shock your ass
Yeah.
or something. 'cause
Well,
I
and
don't
that's
care
what
about
he would
playing
do
fair.
because he's got armor on. So he's gonna get in close and he's gonna punch you in the face.
Yes, but
It
also
is
he has the
really
chance
good
of-
choreography.
Yeah, the only thing that they don't really do in this Batman is a brawler, but in like the Nolan Batman Begin, like he uses stealth a lot, and I like that too because Batman is a ninja. This one, he doesn't have that ninja training like they did the backstory, so he's more just like the brawler and the gadgets, which is good, different Batman. But I kind of miss where Batman's taking out the guys one by one to set up.
Right, he's setting up
the
his.
thing. Yeah,
He's being more methodical.
He's laying a plot. He's getting them all in one small area, taking as many as he can, and he jumps in and scares them. Uses that fear a lot more in the battles.
This Batman literally knocks on a door and he goes, hello, and punches him in the face and then walks through the club punching everyone in the face.
Yeah.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
But I love that scene too. It's very John Wick almost, kind of like in a
Yeah.
way where he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna like punch you in the fucking face because I know I'm stronger than you, and I got some gadgets. I'm gonna shock your ass from 30 feet away.
What if John Wick teams up with Batman?
Unstoppable. Whoa, who would win in a fight? John Wick versus Batman? Because they
Does
both
John
just
Wick
can't
have
die.
his bulletproof tuxedo?
He does for sure, and he has nunchucks. Go
And-
watch
oh,
John
God.
Wick. Just watch John Wick 4. There's a 20-minute scene where Keanu Reeves beats up people and goes with nunchucks, and it made me laugh more than anything has ever made me
Dude.
laugh in my entire life. It's so awesome.
I'll watch John Wick 4. We'll do a review on it because I love that Keanu has found what he loves and found a genre of movie where he just gets to do shit that he does in his personal time, like for lots of money.
God, he's such a bad actor. Like the directors let Lawrence Fishburne and Ian McShane and the Skarsgård kid actually act. They told Keanu, deliver your line in the worst way possible. Cut, print, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
it's so bad. It's like, yeah, consequences, yeah. I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Dracula will take my bride.
It's so, and Keanu Reeves is not as bad as he plays in John Wick. He's not that bad, but he's bad in that fourth John Wick movie. It is weird.
I know Kung Fu.
Whoa.
Doctor, you must understand. I doubted everything. Even my mind. I was impotent with fear. I know. But, sir, I know where the bastard sleeps. I brought him there. To Carfax Abbey.
Shane, since you made me watch so much Batman, what final thoughts on the Batman? Would you recommend it, and who would you recommend it to?
I recommend it to a lot of people. Like, if you explicitly just aren't into like action films, I wouldn't watch it because it's really good. I don't see a lot of people disliking the Batman. It's a little long, so like if you're just not really like, if just hearing Batman is a turn off to you, then yeah, don't watch it because it's a lot of Batman. But as far as superhero movies go, it's good, and it was kind of refreshing because I'm really burnt out on it all. Like, that's the reason it took me a year to watch the Batman, is because I just have zero interest in any comic book. Well, I shouldn't say comic book because there's other stories out there that are in comics, but hero shit, like superhero stuff. I'm fucking over it. Like, the burnout is real, and I think the market is kind of stating that too. Didn't what's its face make like $10 million?
Shazam?
Yes. Which I never would have picked Shazam to be a real winner anyways, but that big of loser.
It's the original Shazam's fun, and I liked it just fine. But I was like, I don't want to see this ever again, because it's still part of that DC universe, and like I'm just sitting back like going, what the fuck is the point of this? Like nothing interconnects, and it's all fragmented, and they bet their money on the wrong goddamn horse and lost, and now they're just trying to like pick up their pennies to make back money on all the investment and all these actors that they secured for years. It's really weird.
It's like they went to the horse races and they saw Marvel's horse, which is like this old winner. Like, they're like, wow, look at that horse. We got to get ourselves a horse. And they just bought the first horse they saw, and it's got like 3 legs and no hooves.
Yeah.
and it's a donkey.
And its name's called Wonder Woman.
And they're like, yeah, that's a horse. Get it. Quick. Buy it. I don't care. Whatever it costs. They don't get that there's like a whole lot more that goes into horse racing than just owning a horse.
For sure. Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, thanks for making me watch that movie for the 3rd fucking time. I've spent 9 hours of my life watching that movie. Shane, I want to know, since we are doing this a year later and they're still in development on the new Batman, what would you pitch to be the Batman 2?
All right. Dum. I am the Bat. The city, corrupt. Crime never sleeps. I've heard about this Batman. I'm not impressed. I've seen him. I'm running for mayor of Gotham because we don't need a bat. Bats are gross. They carry disease. COVID was a bat. So I've heard. Some say evil rises from anywhere. Batman, we need you. I can't. He can run against me. He's not going to win. He's old. He's bad. He's terrible. I am pitching that Donald Trump is running for mayor of Gotham, and Batman can't stop him because no matter how much crime he proves that Donald Trump is doing, it only boosts him in the polls. And
we've indicted him on 36 counts, and he still can't get him.
He can't be stopped. The Batman's stupid. I heard he's gay. He touches children.
Can we put Donald Trump in Joker makeup?
Yeah. And like all the criminals are like helping Donald Trump because they haven't been able to do what he has somehow done in Gotham, which is win the people over by being awful.
He's so corrupt, they love him.
The Riddler, I liked what he was saying. It's true, the government's corrupt. I mean, I heard he touches children too, but where he's exposing the real Gotham and Batman is crumbling under it because everything Batman does that's good gets told that he's helping like the Democrats.
Bruce Wayne, terrible guy. His dad, Thomas Wayne, killed JFK. I have proof.
Bruce Wayne doesn't pay taxes. Just saying. We go to the same tax guy.
Yeah. The Clintons are funneling the Bruce Wayne fund. Can't trust it. Not at all. Not at all.
Last I checked, the Bruce Wayne Foundation donated a hefty sum to the Clinton Foundation.
And Black Lives Matter.
And Batman's like, no, we didn't. Just saying. And then like Fox News, it's like, Batman, liberal wokester?
And he's just like constantly berating Batman.
Just noticed that white people are getting beat up all the time in the streets, but Batman's saving Asians. Why don't you save everyone, Batman?
Why isn't Batman beating up Catwoman? I'll tell you, black woman. looks a little too much like Kamala Harris. No, I don't trust her.
I would say I could kick his ass. Just saying.
I'm the most fit mayor you've ever had. in entire Gotham history.
Oh my god. Yeah, and Batman just keeps finding himself somehow on the wrong end of public opinion.
They take everything out of context and put it there. I am vengeance. Vengeance for hire.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm just thinking how sad and how this could actually be kind of a good movie. Maybe don't do Donald Trump. Just do a politician that's doing a Donald Trump. And you're like, how does Batman win? People are so stupid.
It's kind of like Batman Returns with like the Penguin running for Gotham. Everyone likes him because he has like the sad story. So instead you have Donald Trump going, I only was given $1 million and it's all I had to pull my bootstraps up and be mayor.
I noticed that a lot of things he drives are made in China. Just saying. A lot of his stuff's made in China. Doesn't buy from USA.
No, it's made in Metropolis. It's not from Gotham. It's not made in Gotham.
You know, and what Metropolis is owned by? The Chinese. Notice Batman saved a Chinaman.
Oh no. Oh god. Okay.
All
well,
right.
your pitch is pretty good. I think you overshadow my pitch.
All right. Spin it.
Okay. The Batman 2. We got to have a mystery because this movie's all about mystery. It's noir. So my mystery that I'm pitching is, who is the Batgirl? Some female rises up because it's got to be a woman. Got to have women empowerment. Got to bring that in there. So Batgirl is out there fighting too. Not as big as Batman because, the patriarchy. But she's there. So Batman's trying to figure out who she is. Like, he's not really investigating her, but she's there. So then, while that's happening in the background, the Penguin hires a new assassin to bring down Batman because the Penguin's trying to do like the drugs. So then he hires a hitman named Mr. Freeze. He's gonna hire a hitman assassin, Mr. Freeze, but he's gritty. So he's like a serial killer. He's
from Siberia, so he's just cold.
Yeah, just cold. He's cold. So then what he does is he puts them in like a meat locker and tortures them for information to figure out who the Batman is. He gets all these cops. He's a cop killer assassin. So, he's really on the edge there. Everyone's after him. And he's secretly trying to get Batman. So he's in the background, always getting closer to Batman there. So then the main villain, since we're going to have Batgirl, got to have a female. Got to have a female bad guy. And since Batman doesn't really have branch out to new ones, we only have a few options. Can't be Harley Quinn because they're already doing that somewhere else. So it's either Poison Ivy or we're doing Talia al Ghul. And you can maybe introduce both of them. Talia al Ghul is like this up and coming politician, and she's secretly funded by
Soros.
What?
George Soros.
Yes, there you go. He's secretly funded by the League of Shadows, but we don't know that yet. And you also have Poison Ivy. You have Pamela Isley, who's like this, who's like Greta Thunberg yelling about global warming, and she's trying to make a change in Gotham. So you kind of feel like they're trying to make a difference, but they're secretly behind the scenes have a very nefarious plot so that Batgirl can solve and stop them. What's going on there? And this whole mystery is going on there, and then it ends with the Killing Joke because we know what's going to happen. They're going to bring back the Joker in the second Batman movie. But if I'm going to run this ship, this is how I'm running it. The Joker's not in the goddamn Batman 2 until the ending. And in the ending, it ends with the Batgirl being Barbara Gordon, or maybe they do a twist on Pamela Isley or Talia al Ghul. And then the Joker shoots and paralyzes Batgirl, which leaves a sting for the third movie. And it pushes Batman to question, like, well, the Joker's pushed too far. I have to stop him. So that's what my pitch is. You got maybe Barbara Gordon be Batgirl. Maybe it's Pamela Isley, a little twist there. And then you have this relationship build up. And then the Joker comes in, does the Killing Joke, shoots her. And then Gotham's thrown into chaos when, Barbara Gordon, the daughter of Commissioner, is paralyzed by this monster. And Batman doesn't know how to feel. Jim Gordon's telling Batman, you have to bring him to justice. We got to maybe kill him. And Batman's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Vengeance.
I think that movie's probably in the works.
Yeah,
the Joker. The only difference is the Joker will be in it a lot more than just the end. But
I'm trying to take things that I think are going to happen and try to twist them to like Maybe do a little twist here and there so it's not as obvious, but it won't be anything new. They're not going to have, like, oh, they made a new character for the Batman. It's Bella Royale, the very forgettable politician who's not Kamala Harris or Barack Obama or AOC. Oh, you're not that person. Got it.
God.
So they're not going to make a new character. So bring in Batgirl, since they did Robin. Robin's stupid. So bring in Batgirl, have the Killing Joke set up. Or if you want to go Robin, then have it end with Death in the Family, where the Joker kills Robin, kills a younger version. But Batman's too young to have, a little Catholic boy running around with him. Yeah.
Are we gonna do like the animated series where he's gonna fuck her?
Oh God. I don't like the Killing Joke in general. Like it's there's no fun. It's like miserable. It's a well written and drawn out comic, but my take on it is Batman's too much of a pussy to finally kill the Joker. Others say it ends with him killing the Joker. It ends ambiguously. I don't really like it because it's just like, it's fucking miserable. It's just, the Joker pushes everyone to a point where it's like, I don't like any of these fucking people. It's gross.
Yeah.
It works in that way. People love it. I'm not a huge fan of it. But if you're going to use the Joker, push him. Push him all the way. Don't make him Heath Ledger where he's chaotic, but it's still likable. Make him a serial killer. Make him gritty and gross. Make you not want to kind of root for him, because sometimes you're on the Joker's side in The Dark Knight because Heath Ledger is so goddamn good. You're like, this guy's really interesting.
Like, yeah, burn it down.
Yeah, I like that. But make him a serial killer where you don't want to root for him. Like, make this whole culture of like deifying the Joker and Harley Quinn. They're psychopaths.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like them being anti-heroes. Make them evil. Like, really push us there. If you're going to go
No wonder
gritty...
Trump was president.
Yeah. But there you go. That's my pitch for the Batman 2.
I like it. I like that pitch. And the Mr.
And I want
Freeze
to bring back
thing.
Mr. Freeze. I want Mr. Freeze, damn it.
How many ice puns is he allowed?
He's allowed one pun.
Does he say ice to meet you?
It's gonna be a cold day in hell, Batman. That's what he's gonna say. God damn it. Because
what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. That's false. That's false. Wrong.
Global warming.
It's not even right. I thought he was a scientist.
It's our dear friends at Big Movie Podcast just did a Batman and Robin podcast.
It was epic.
It's pretty good. I like it a lot. But I want the three of us, you, Dan, and I, to do Batman and Robin, because that movie is so much fun, and we could just drink every time he does the ice puns, and we'll be trashed.
There's a lot going on in that piece of shit, to include bat nipples.
Yep. Okay, but thank you. This was Wasted Potential Podcast. We discussed The Batman, the movie that everyone's already discussed, and we're only a year late to the
Edited by me.
Yep. So when you hear this podcast in September of 2024,
it'll be a cold day in hell.
Yeah. You'll enjoy it. But if you're still here, thanks. Subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or any podcast platforms. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, any other social media things along those lines. Send us in any emails to podcastwithpotential@gmail.com. And that's it. Shane, do you want to take us out here?
I heard he said he's vengeance. I haven't seen him avenge anything. I'd say he's dumb. He's got small hands.
I have big hands.
I call him Rat Man.
I call him Fat Man. You see him? He's getting chunky. Not my Batman. Not at all.
My Batman. Not jacked. Not jacked at all.
Not like me. I'm jacked as shit.
Yeah. He's short. The end.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?